What's up, Timo? This tutorial will be about reinforcing players for rallies. As you can see, this UP player was being rallied by an Outlander. He's clearly already taken a hit. Unfortunately, I didn't have reins in him on the first hit. However, it's a good idea to rein your players, even if just one troop, to see their troop count and if they are winning the rallies if the player is not online to tell you. In this particular case, I ported in, checked the power of the guy being rallied and his hero gear. If he had research gear, monster gear, or really bad low-level attack gear on, I would not reinforce that player. But he had war gear on. I wasn't sure how close to being zeroed he was, so I put one T4 troop in to get a report. If you want to use a T4, ideally you want multiple players to do so. Using one T4 makes your march speed to the target slower than using a Tier 1 or Tier 2. So this could fool your enemy and convince them that he's a fully rained player, if that player is doing what he should be doing by using Anti-Scout. If the Outlanders think he's fully rained, they're less inclined to finish the zeroing. In some cases it works, in others, at least you'll be getting a battle report. Since you now have a battle report of what they sent on the previous rally, it's a safe bet they will continue to send the same troops for the next rally, especially if they are using cores on them. Use that to your advantage. Nutter was winning on points during these rallies, and also still had a decent amount of meat, so I decided to reinforce him with Tier 4. Remember Crick. Cavalry beats range, range beats infantry, and infantry beats cavalry. These guys sent all cav and range troops. Since no infantry were sent and infantry beats cav, if you reinforce with all cav, you'll be taking out the range they send, but with little to no damage done to your cav reinforcements. In some cases, you can maximize the damage done by using strategic as well if their research is maxed. I sent all elephants because regular Tier 4 has only one weakness, whereas strat Tier 4 is weak against everything that it isn't strong against. So elephants were actually the only troop to send that had zero weaknesses to the rally that they were sending. Also, because Nutter did not have any strategic Tier 4 troops, I knew it was a safe bet that his strat T4 research wasn't maxed like his regular. The result of these actions were not only the difference between winning and losing the rally, but also the difference between a burn and a smoke, and saved Nutter from being zeroed as they did not bother to rally him again. There's another method to reinforcing players. We did it later in this KVK, but unfortunately I didn't realize that I had stopped recording, so I don't have video. However, I'll explain it. It's a simple process, and another thing I've learned through Titan. He would tell you to always reinforce players this way, but you know, strategies aren't always black and white, and I don't agree entirely with doing it this way, but it does make sense. I'll explain it how he explained it to me, and then explain how I would do it differently. Instead of reinforcing with Tier 4, you would reinforce with nothing but Tier 1 and Tier 2, essentially creating a rally trap. You would only be losing your small meats, and the player would be losing nothing. His army and his gear are what destroys the opponent, and the point losses would be way less than if you rain with Tier 4. Makes a lot of sense and is quite a genius strategy. However, how I would do it differently, in the case of Nutter, for example, who was winning all his rallies, I would still reinforce with Tier 4 until he started to lose them or all his meat was gone. Then I would swap out to Tier 1 or Tier 2. Because Nutter was in war gear and he still had meat, I would definitely do the Tier 1, Tier 2 reins if he didn't have any meat, as then you'll start to lose your Tier 4 reins in him. And why should you lose your own Tier 4 to prevent someone from being zeroed due to their own mistakes? One thing that you should always do, always reinforce your offline player. If nothing else, with at least one Tier 4 troop so you know the status of the rally. And should your offline players start losing the rallies, you should definitely kick and zero so that the Outlanders don't get the points or their hero. I hope this video was helpful.